And I'm just gonna go back to one thing. Went to the junior high when we went here? Went to Warrensville Junior High, and you remember how them names was on the wall? What did that do for all of us when you saw that name on the wall? It made you want to get your name on the wall. And then when I came back here with no names on the wall, our kids didn't have nothing to aspire to. They didn't know no names or no greatness. We knew all the names and greatness, and we wanted to be like Brad Sellers. We wanted to be like Lloyd Richardson. We wanted to be like the 72 track team. But then when we get in 2010, 20, wasn't nobody's name on the wall. Nobody knew nothing. And we want to reestablish and give our kids people, great people came through here, somebody to assimilate and be. So I thank our great people here, people I went to school with. I knew you were great. Your numbers proved that you made it, and congratulations. I'd like to just thank our sponsors, uh, the Warrensville Heights Booster Club. Let's give them a round of applause. I do want to recognize the founder. I want to say the founder, but she took it over probably in 1989 and gave it up probably, 2022? Her name is on this concession stand. She's sitting in the back, Miss Georgia Lester. I think her last child graduated in 94, and she did it another 20 years, another 30 years, actually. So we thank you, Miss Lester, for your hard work and dedication. We also like to thank Dash Property Investments, Fun Game Sports, Essential Remedy, eh, for all of their hard work and helpfulness. Thank you again, and now I'll bring up Mr. Swift, the athletic director.
Thank you, Mr. Jolly. Welcome again to our Hall of Fame again. Again, like I said earlier, this is a program that's near and dear to me. As a young guy, I'm a graduate of Warrensville 2001. I did have two siblings that went to Warrensville, Robin and Robert. So I've been around for a long, long time. And some of the athletes in this room, I witnessed play when I was a young kid. And coming up, I wanted to be those people. I saw a lot of the cheers. I saw a lot of the accomplishments that were being made during that time. We're talking early to mid 90s as I'm coming through Warrensville. And those people inspired me to do some of the things that I was able to accomplish in the sport I played, basketball. So some of the people in this room were very inspirational to my development, to my journey in sports. And I want to thank you all for doing what you do or what you did to inspire me as a young guy. Also, I would like to have our current inductees have been inducted into our Athletic Hall of Fame previously. Please stand just to be recognized. I want to recognize those members of our 2000 boys basketball team. We have Coach Blocks in here, Dwayne Griffin in the back, Juby Johnson, Coach Duplay, who was inducted as well. Am I missing anyone that was inducted? No. Good. All right, so yeah, those again, accomplishments that you made, we're definitely appreciative of that. The purpose, obviously speaking, piggybacking off what Mr. Jolly said, the purpose of this event is we want to give people their flowers. You know, there were a lot of people who accomplished a lot of great things in the history of Warrensville Heights High School, but they haven't been recognized. They were recognized at that time, maybe in the newspaper, maybe in the yearbooks and things like that, but then that was it. In the history of our school, we haven't done a phenomenal job of keeping records and things like that. So we did have to do a little bit of digging. We did have to do a little bit of, research and asking questions. But, we were able to get to this point where we're in year 3, and we're able to kind of pick up where we never started. And here we are today, you know what I mean? So, again, this is a huge thing. Everyone deserves their flowers. Maybe you get your flowers now, maybe you'll get them tomorrow. And we're hoping that we can basically give, everyone their flowers before they pass on. And we have a few inductees that have passed on at this time, but we still want to recognize those people. So, just got a few bullet points, no speech. Again, like Mr. Jolly said, I do want to thank everyone involved with this, with putting on this event. I want to thank my Athletic Booster Club who helped put this event on. I want to thank Oh Me, Oh My, Miss Maya Jones, newly married, Miss Maya Jones, the decorator for this event, 2001 grad as well, so she's a Tiger. Also, I want to thank Mr. Jolly. Mr. Jolly has played an integral role in the development of our Athletic Hall of Fame. Obviously, Mr. Jolly came, I think, 2015 to the district, and this is what, year 9, year 10? So this is year 10. Obviously, you see the improvement over the last decade. So I want to give a huge round of applause to Mr. Jolly and what he's done to our district. Obviously, he's alum. He cares. It shows that he cares. Obviously, with our new buildings, a lot of people didn't believe that we'll be in a new building. You know, if it wasn't for Mr. Jolly, we'll probably still be in the old building, probably a little warmer in the cafeteria, you know what I mean? But we are here in this building. So shout out to you, Mr. Jolly, and your work and efforts. Obviously, also, I don't know if everyone's seen the state report card yesterday. The district did move forward yesterday. A high school was a 4-star school. Our flagship school was a 4-star school in the state of Ohio. So again, that's a testament to your leadership, Mr. Jolly, and what you do and how you move and the example you set for us every single day. So I don't want to take too much time, but I do want to kind of, I'm going to be a little biased just for a hot second. I'm going off script, but I do want to shout out one of our inductees or whatever, because this is two, actually. One I grew up with in my neighborhood. We played basketball together. And I would like to say I had an influence on the development of this inductee, but I'm so proud of this young lady and all the accomplishments that she's made. And also my brother. My brother's being inducted. It means a lot to me. I would like to say, you know, I'm part of the reason he even came to Warrensville. You know what I mean? But I'll let him speak to that. But I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything that you've done. Used to spend the night at my house. I used to spend the night at your house. I know your family. You know what I mean? I love everything that you've done in your career. Obviously, you're a big part of what I've done. You know what I mean? You've inspired me, man, since 12 years old. I remember the first time I saw you, we was at a tournament. Mr. Carter brought you in onto our AAU team. And ever since then, man, you've been the best player that I've known, the best teammate I've known, the best leader, and the best father. Best husband. Like, you've been a great example for me, man. So I just want to shout you out, brother. I love you. Congratulations. You know what I mean? We'll talk a little bit later, this, that, and other. So, well, without further ado, I know it's the afternoon. Everyone maybe didn't eat breakfast yet, so we're going to have some lunch at this time. We're going to have someone, if someone can come up and bless. Oh, yeah, Coach Bailey. Coach Bailey can come up and bless the food. Coach Bailey also is a former coach. He's a track and field legend here in the Northeast Ohio area, but he's a former coach. He was a coach on our actual 2008-17 runner-up, 17-18 runner-up, state runner-up track and field team. So we'll probably see him at some point here getting inducted into our Hall of Fame. So Mr. Michael Bailey will be here to bless the food.
Be ye always ready. Listen, I am just overwhelmed to know these guys I knew Mr. Jolly when he's about 7, 8 years old. And look what he's become, huh? What a blessing. But I know you want to eat. Let's bow our heads in prayer. Dear Father, we thank you for this occasion. We thank you for this opportunity to fellowship and honor these wonderful people. We ask you now to bless the food and the hands that prepared it for the nourishment of our body. For Christ's sake, we pray. Amen.
I am currently the president of the Warrensville Heights School Board, and I would like to once again welcome you to our 3rd annual Warrensville Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. At this time, I would like to reveal to you the plaques that will be received. At this time, we would like to reveal to you the plaques that will be received by our recipients this afternoon. And once again, I would like to stress how greatly honored I am to present these inductees this afternoon. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first honoree this afternoon is a graduate of the Warrensville Heights class of 1980. She has a very 90, I'm sorry, man, I used to be able to read. I apologize in that. There was a time where I could read. All right, she's a very accomplished multi-sport athlete. Her bio, please read it in its entirety. I don't want to take up all the time of having to do that myself, and we already have established that I have a slight reading problem. So without further ado, I want to introduce our first inductee, Miss Lynette Hodge.
I guess good afternoon, everybody. Ooh. I am reading because I cried last time, so I'm about to read. My name is Lynette Hodge Harris, graduated in 1990 from Warrensville Heights High School. Being inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame is a great honor and something that I've been really waiting for. Thank you to the committee for acknowledging the talents that God gave me and what I accomplished through my middle and high school years. I want to thank my brother, Joe Hodge, my cousins, for starting my athletic career at a young age. They were responsible for putting the basketball, baseball, football in my hands and making me play with the boys because I was the only girl on the street. I want to thank all my coaches that helped me to nurture my talents in middle school and high school. Ms. Sanders, Mr. Zellers, Mr. Evans, Mr. Caleb, Ms. Harrell, and Ms. Drager. Warrensville has been my foundation in which I had significant achievements and has helped me to demonstrate the meaning of what a student athlete is made of on and off the court, and that goes well beyond my years. My athletic career started in 7th grade. Since then, my skills and talents flourished. The reward back then, just like Jolly said, was getting our name on the wall. That's all we had in middle school. And I'm grateful that my name was placed on the wall while I was in middle school. I was a team member of the Lady Tigers middle school basketball team that won a 14-0 winning record. Nobody has done that to this day. I played basketball, volleyball, softball, and ran track. I was team captain and won most valuable player for volleyball and basketball, 7th through 12th grade. Voted most athletic for my high school senior class. I was actually the first woman from Warrensville to get a Division I basketball scholarship. I attended Cleveland State University, signed my letter of intent in 12th grade, actually before my season even started. So that was kind of rare. And I received All-American honors, 2nd and 3rd team. When I look back on my high school, let me go back. I attended Cleveland State University. I played basketball for the women's basketball team for 4 years, graduated with a Bachelor of Business Administration degree, majored in marketing, and I even tried out for the WNBA at the time. I made it to the final round. They had 3 cuts, so I made it to the final round. When I look back on my high school years, all I can think of is 3 main mothers standing in the crowd cheering on us. My mom, Sherelle's mom, and Sandy's mom. They never missed a home game for basketball or volleyball. The great thing about our core group of athletes back then, we played with each other since 7th grade. And we're really all friends to this day. This honor would not mean anything if I didn't recognize the people that made me be a better athlete in school. Sandy, Sherelle, Araminta, Dawn, Katrina, Lisa, Angie, Wendy, Gina, Nicole, Kim, Shauna, Cardi, LaShawn, Sheree, Toya, Bridget, Lashana, and Shaquila. Thank you, ladies, for the great memories, the friendship, the laughter, and the teamwork. I thank God for giving me the athletic talents to make a difference during my high school years and in the community. You learn later in life how people look at you, look up to you, or heard about you, or followed your athletic career after you left high school. It's an honor to be an inspiration to others, to other people who you grew up with. Back then, our basketball and volleyball teams shined a light on women's athletics for the Warrensville school system. I was nicknamed Earnet back then, and I proudly wear that name because I'm still a Michael Jordan fan to this day. I'm thankful that my family get to witness this moment with me for being recognized as a double Hall of Fame nominee for the Warrensville school system. To my parents and brother who are looking down on me, I hope I'm making you proud. Continue to watch over us. Thanks again for this honor, and thank you to the committee for this nomination.
One more time for double Hall of Famer. She's in the Warrensville Alumni Hall of Fame, and now she's in the Warrensville Athletic Hall of Fame, Lynette Hodge. We'll move directly to one of our esteemed state championship track relay teams, all right? We have the 1972 team, which I understand that we have members that are present, and then we will also have one of our members' grandson accepting on his behalf. So, Mr. Lowry, would you like to come up and introduce your teammates, and you can tell us about everyone's role on the team, please? All right, the 1972 state championship relay team.
Well, I didn't expect that. Again, I'm Charles Lowry. I'm honored to be here as a member of the 1972 state championship mile relay team. Unfortunately, we only have 2 members of that team here today, but I want to introduce my fellow. We used to ride together to the meets in Tommy's convertible, his Sunbeam. Yes. So, but Mr. Tommy Polk. Tommy, please stand. Come up. Eugene Rankin was probably the best athlete on our team. Unfortunately, he's not here. That's right. He was a phenomenal athlete in all sports. His grandson is going to come and speak on his behalf. And we also want to honor Derek Woods, who is not here with us anymore, but was a member of that team as well. So I will turn it over to Tommy.
First of all, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for taking out time to come and be a part of this auspicious occasion of being inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame in this beautiful building. It's just so gorgeous to be able to come back to your alma mater and see the progress that has been made. And I just want to thank all the mothers. It was my mom that moved me out here to Warrensville from another neighborhood where I felt love and I felt safety. She provided food and shelter and a home and supported all my athletic endeavors. And it was the first time for me coming out of parochial school to a public school to participate in sports, and that was one of the reasons that I wanted to do so. And because of my teammates and all the coaching and all the friendships that I had in the community, I was able to do my best, and being recognized for it today is quite an honor. So thank you again, and all the best, and keep loving your mothers, and just hold on to your children. Okay, thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and members of the Hall of Fame committee. We're deeply honored to stand before you all today to accept this Hall of Fame induction on behalf of my late grandfather, Eugene Rankin Jr. This is a moment that our family will cherish forever, and I know my grandfather will be incredibly proud and humbled by this recognition. My grandfather was not only a remarkable athlete, but also a dedicated and passionate individual who gave his all to any sport he ever played. He played track and football, but also excelled in football and wrestling. He was great at any sport he ever played. After his passing, I was going through his photo album and seeing that he had hundreds of his trophies, medals, and ribbons. One of my fondest memories with him was me and him shooting little paper balls and trash into the trash cans at his house. But the main basketball story was going to an outside basketball court and we played each other, and he beat me. He said he's going to keep beating me even when he is in a wheelchair. But he also said to find a hot spot on the court like he did so I could always be able to refer to that spot when I needed to make a shot. This shows how competitive he was when he was much older. He wasn't just a regular competitive person. He meant it. I remember him racing my Aunt Renata even though he had recently had his hip replacement surgery. That didn't stop him from running. He never let anything, not even age, stop him from competing or supporting us in our own games, whether on the field, courts, or on the phone. He was always there, asking about our games and pushing us to excel. His journey on the track was one marked by grit, determination, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. From the moment he first laced up his running shoes, he was driven by a deep love for the sport and a desire to push the limits of what was possible. My grandfather instilled in both his children and grandchildren the heart of a lion. He taught us all what it meant to never give up and to always be the best that we could be when faced with challenges. Our grandfather made sure that all of us at an early age learn how to cut out any distractions and non-believers to be the best versions of ourselves. But my grandfather's legacy extends beyond his achievements on the track. He always took the time to share in his wisdom, his kindness, and his passion. Every other Saturday on those early mornings, we went to the barbershop to get our haircuts. During the car rides, I was able to ask my grandfather about life situations without judgment, and he always gave me his honest opinions and advice. He also taught me how to ride my bike, installing in me not just balance, but also the confidence to face any challenges head on. Just 3 short weeks before he passed, we created a cherished memory that will forever warm my heart. My grandfather took my little cousin Braylon and I to a water park and braved the water slides with us. And now I want to take the moment to thank the Hall of Fame committee for recognizing his accomplishments and for honoring his memory in this way. This induction means more to us than words can express. It is a testament to the impact he made, not just as an athlete, but as a person who believed in the potential of others. To my grandfather, who would have ever thought I would ever be a Tiger and walk in the halls of Warrensville Heights High School just like you? Hopefully I can get inducted in the Hall of Fame as well. I wish you were here to see it, but I know you're up in heaven, smiling down even at this exact moment and watching over the whole family. Thank you for everything, for showing us the true meaning of dedication and hard work and leaving something all of us to remember and carry for the rest of our lives, even if that's with sports, business, life, and just regular things. We love you, miss you dearly, and we are so proud of you. Thank you all.
I was just gonna, Eugene was a hell of an athlete. I mean, he was amazing, and thank you so much for those words about him. I had Tommy speak as well as young man here. I just wanted to say a few words as well. I wanted to thank Superintendent Jolly and Athletic Director Swift and the Hall of Fame committee members, especially Jimmy Evans and Sharon. They were in my classes at Warrensville back in the 70s. And I also wanted to say, I brought a few people here from that time in that era because we don't want to be the forgotten generation. We helped lay the foundation for Warrensville Heights where it is today. And I want my colleagues to stand up. These are my classmates. I have my cousins. Stand up, Pat. I want people to see people who we were in Warrensville back in the 60s and 70s, and we helped lay the foundation, I believe, for where Warrensville is today. My cousins are here, Regina, Carlton, and Anita, please stand. And also, I had a chance to look at the program, and I saw where Charles Lowry had a few accomplishments compared to these other athletes. And you guys that I'm honored to be a member, we are, with all of you that have done so much. I want to recognize my son who is here. He played professional soccer for 10 years. Amir, stand up, please. And he's the real athlete of the family. And I just want to say that a lot of us moved here as Warrensville Heights was undergoing a transition, being integrated, and we had I think, fabulous time here at the school. I was able to play. I had played football in the streets on Lipton off of Lee Road and played baseball out at Carouge Park, but really started feeling that I had a chance to play organized sports when we got to Warrensville. So I had my first trophy when I was in 7th grade for wrestling. Coach Duplay is here. Coach, why don't you stand up? He's been sort of part of everything, and I ended up wrestling under him in high school, and it was great to be coached by him. So I just want to say that we really, from the 70s or that period of time, really did our best to represent Warrensville, and I'm so proud that we're here and to see where Warrensville is today. And so thank you all so much.
Our next honoree is not in attendance today, but he was Brooke Smith, class of 1977. I'll read a brief portion of Mr. Smith's bio, and then we will have Mr. Lowry. Are you going to? Okay, then we'll have Mr. Lowry say a few words on Mr. Smith's behalf. Brooke Smith, class of 1977. After the years spent at Warrensville Heights High School, which included 4 years of varsity baseball and 2 years each of varsity football and basketball, life changed quickly. In June of '77, the Cincinnati Reds drafted Brooke in a low-round choice. Brooke chose to attend the University of Dayton instead and became the starting catcher as a first-year student. After sitting out a year, which was required in those days, Brooke transferred to the University of Central Florida in Orlando, Florida. He became a starting catcher for the Knights shortly thereafter. Upon graduation in 1981 from the University of Central Florida, Brooke was contacted by the New York Yankees and Mr. George Steinbrenner. Brooke was offered a free agent contract and a professional career began. All right, in telling my age a little bit, I remember Brooke Smith. I was in junior high school when he played baseball here at Warrensville. Outstanding, just all-around athlete. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, but Mr. Lowry will accept and say a few words on his behalf. So in the stead of Brooke Smith, Mr. Charles Lowry.
Thank you. I didn't know Brooke until we both got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we communicated like on LinkedIn and then by email, and he said he couldn't be here and he wanted us to read a statement for him. So I'll just read this. My inability to be with you today is not because of a lack of desire to be there. It is a medical matter that cannot be underestimated, not allowing me to travel. I am heartbroken not to be able to share my gratitude with you in person today. Although I may not be with you physically today, please know that in my heart and soul is with you today and every day. Congratulations to Charles, Derek, Tommy, and Eugene, rest in peace. William, Jennifer, Lloyd, Lynette, Carrie, and Julius. I want you all to know how humbled I am to be honored among you as an inductee in the Warrensville Heights High School Athletic Hall of Fame. My brother graduated from Warrensville Heights High School, class of '67. My sister graduated from Warrensville High School, class of '70. My family attended Warrensville Heights High School athletic events dating back to the mid-'60s. I grew up watching the mighty Tigers compete and idolizing the Tiger athletes. I dreamt of a time when I would take my place on the athletic fields of Warrensville Heights High School, proudly wearing the blue and gold. The first time I wore a Tiger varsity uniform was the same day I graduated from 9th grade, and for the next several football, basketball, and baseball seasons, I wore those uniforms with so much pride. I thought of what an honor it was to stand with my teammates, compete for my school and my community. The thrill I experienced standing shoulder to shoulder with my Tiger teammates going into athletic battle against our foes was one of the greatest thrills of my life. The bond and camaraderies we shared, little did I realize at the time, were bonds that have lasted a lifetime. I want to say a special thanks to all the coaches, teachers, and administrators that enabled all the Tiger athletes, including me, to compete and providing us with training, wisdom, and discipline. Of course, I would like to thank the nominating committee for this exceptional appointment. You have bestowed upon me one of the greatest honors of my life as I think back on the thousands of incredible athletes who have competed on these Warrensville Heights High School fields and courts. To be considered as among the best is an amazing and incredible honor. To the current and future Tiger athletes, remember as you pull on your blue and gold uniform, you are not only representing yourself, your teammates, your school, and your community, but you are also representing those who have gone before you. Keep up the proud tradition of being one of Warrensville Heights High School's finest. You are a Tiger for life, the greatest group of men and women you will ever know. To my fellow inductees, can you imagine that for generations to come, our names will be forever enshrined in this amazing school? Tiger athletes and students will admire our contributions to Warrensville Heights High School athletics from now on and forever. In closing, my athletic journeys have taken me to the University of Dayton, the University of Central Florida, the minor league stadiums of the Cincinnati Reds and the New York Yankees. But nothing in that surprising journey has made me as proud as the honor you have bestowed upon me today. Thank you for this astonishing honor.
I would like to thank Mr. Lowry in accepting that award on behalf of Brooke Smith. And I'm sorry that Mr. Smith couldn't be here to witness what you guys are witnessing today, because, like I said, it makes my heart warm for us to actually be here in person honoring these people who have performed so greatly, and we can give them their flowers while they are still around to receive them. All right, so next, the next honoree is another individual that I had the pleasure of seeing perform in person while I was a student here at Warrensville Heights High School after I went to Westwood Elementary. All right, Westwood, we going? Okay, all right. I'm gonna start pumping up Westwood the day after I pass away. All right. All right, but it's not about me. This is about, like I said, I was here when this next gentleman was an athlete here. Some call him Tony, some call him Lloyd. But Lloyd Richardson from the class of 1981. Give me a second, Lloyd. I'm going to read a few of your accomplishments. All right. This guy had bounce, and this guy had speed, okay? In 1979, he was the conference 4x100 champion, all conference long jump and the high jump and the 4x100. Like I said, he had bounce and he had speed. I saw it happen, man. I was there. This Lloyd was a bad dude. 1980, he was on the third place in the state championship team, all conference in the long jump and high jump, 4x100, 4x400. All right, 1981, his senior year. My junior year, that's when this cat was just like, man, you was killing him, dude. 2310 in the long jump. Other than our one man who was here a couple years ago, Ramon. Yeah, that was like the best in school history. Bad dude. State qualifier in the 4x1, ranked 24th nationally, regional champion in the long jump, district champion in the long jump, conference champion in the long jump, and all conference in the long jump, the high jump, and the 4x1. All right, so without further ado, this isn't for y'all to keep listening to me. Let's listen to these honorees. So class of 81, class of 2024 Hall of Famer, Lloyd Richardson.
Earl, thank you very much. Thank you to all the committee members, superintendent, athletic directors, and all that were part of this induction process for myself and everyone else. Thank you, and it is very well appreciated. Thank you. It is an honor to stand here in this beautiful new facility. You know, 1975. August. My mom, my dad, moved us here, 141st Kane Avenue. Would have been a JFK, but I became a Warrensville Tiger. It was an honor. You talked about the ability to come to an institution that had just become integrated We're moving to a safe place. This was the best place ever for me. When I came here, I found my place as a 130-pound, walking around on my toes, track and field athlete. My people, Coach Evans, Coach Barricata, Coach Walker, my surrogate mom, Cheryl, directed me in the ways of how to be tenacious and have that ability. So I don't want to talk as much about my accomplishments today, more so what these people and what you all have done for me. Track and field has offered me such a lifestyle and some things that without it, I would have never accomplished. Yes, I was a state runner-up and jumped 23 feet, 10 inches in a long jump. Competed for 5 years at Kent State, competed for Team USA. But what's more exciting about that is track and field offered me a full scholarship to attend at Kent State University. Got my degree in history and secondary education. My first job coaching there. My second job working for Brown & Williams Tobacco and B&B. My next job as a pharmaceutical representative. I met my daughter's mother there. I got my first pharmaceutical job because the director of sales, who was a shot putter at Purdue University, saw me long jumping at Ohio State in the interview. And as I was sitting there, he asked me if I had been involved in any athletics, and I told him I was a long jumper. And he asked me how was my best jump, and I told him, well, post-collegiately it's been 24 feet 7 inches. And he said, 24 feet 7 inches. He stands up and he walks away from the table. And at this point, I feel like I have lost the interview. And he walks off 24 feet 7 inches. And he says, you mean to tell me you took off from here and you landed there? And I said, yes, sir, I did. And he told me at that point, that is an amazing feat. I'm very impressed, and I tried to rail him back in, from that. Short part of the story is that gentleman offered me my first job in pharmaceuticals, and what he told me is that he had seen me compete in high school. He had seen me compete at Ohio State. And along with my resume and all those other things, he determined that I had the will, the tenacity, and the ability to do what he wanted done. And that was the beginning to lead me into my medical sales career and to be a representative for hematology and oncology with the Mayo Clinic now. But none of that would have happened if Coach Bailey had not directed me at 12 years old on that old cinder track out there. If Coach Evans had not sat and talked to me about how being out there and crying like a baby because you lost the state championship by 1/4 of an inch is going to give you more and more resolve, understanding that life is not always fair. Get your butt back up and do what you're supposed to do. So again, thank you so much for this esteemed honor. My brother Steve, my mom Jackie, my daughters Tiara and Melanie, my nephew Skylar, and everybody else. Thank you so much for putting up with my bad dad jokes, my weird Devo music and things like that Coach and Cheryl can attest to. But just the fact that I remember all of you, we're all a part of all this, and let's continue to pay it forward. Thank you so much. God bless.
Our next honoree, unfortunately, is not able to be here as well. However, we have her mom. Her mom is here. Accepting, I'm gonna read a little bit of the bio, and then accepting on behalf of Jennifer Strong, we're gonna have Renee Strong, all right? I am a member of the Athletic Hall of Fame Committee, and when we received the resume of this particular young lady, we were just blown away. It was like we didn't even really have to vote. We was like, oh, okay, who's next, all right? So real quickly, in her high school senior year, she was a four-year varsity letterman in basketball, AP All-Ohio third team. She was Plain Dealer Player of the Week and a member of the 1,000-point club. However, her accomplishments went much further than just on the basketball court. But like I said, I don't want to spend time here talking myself. I would much rather hear from Jennifer's mom. So at this time, accepting on behalf of Jennifer Strong, we have Renee Strong.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts, and good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here, and I'm so sorry that Jennifer is not here this evening. She wanted to be here, but she had moved to London, and she was working, and her job would not bring her here, let her come. But she sent the message through me. She told me not to be long. She know I don't talk that much, but she just wanted to say thank you, and she truly is overwhelmed with gratitude and appreciation. It's definitely an honor to be recognized and inducted into the Hall of Fame. My family, coaches, teammates, and community have so much to do with my success. This is truly a shared accomplishment. I'm so very grateful and thankful to everyone. Just seeing the young men working at the Booster Club and watching them come in and seeing so much productivity and doing so much. I'm just honored. And again, she is so very grateful and thankful to everyone being recognized. And I'd like to say congratulations to all the inductees. And I'd also like to thank Mr. Swift and Skip for giving Jennifer that basketball. They kept her in their yard and not mine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'd like to also say that I'd like to give a proud thank you in memory of Fanny Dean, who was a mentor. To Mr. Melvin Lester. Thank you, Mrs. Lester. For Camilla, who was always there at the Boosters. We did that for 20 years. And I'm just thankful and grateful. And I'm sorry she couldn't be here. Thank you so much.
And Renee, if you could remain for 1 second. Upon learning that she would be unable to be here to accept the award, Jennifer sent a message to Mr. Swift that she would have liked to have for him to read at this particular time.
So to you, Ms. Strong, Mom, I can't think of anyone better to represent me and receive this award. You've never let me fail. You've always been there, and you continue to show up and provide the same love and support now that you always did then. I'm so blessed to have you in my corner. So for all you do, for all you've done, and for all that you are, thank you. I love you. This one's for you, Mom. That was from Jennifer.
Once again, Jennifer, represented by Renee Strong. All right. I'd like to read the bio of our next inductee, William Young of the class of 1995. William Young, an all-state football selection in 1994. Lake Erie League 200-meter dash champion in 1995. East All-Star Football Game Most Valuable Player in 1995. Warrensville Heights Most Valuable Player, 1994. Led Warrensville to the school's best record in school's history, 9-1. Led Warrensville to its first state playoff in the school history that same year, 1994. He's a 3-year all-conference football player, played college football at Kent State, a school that's near and dear to me as well. He now resides in Arizona, where he coaches football and has been part of a 2-time state championship football team. So at this time, I would like to introduce to you class of 2024 Warrensville Athletic Hall of Famer, William Young.
How's everybody doing today? I'm just gonna go off the head with it. I'm shocked. I'm very appreciative of me being recognized. Coming from Cleveland, 131st and Corlett, what me and my family been through, for my mom to move me out to Warrensville, I was supposed to go to Rhodes. And I ended up a Tiger. And coming from that area, you know, nobody thought about going up to Warrensville, them suburbs and stuff like that. And come out here and I made lifelong friends, was really taught how to become a man through Warrensville, through Coach Walker, Coach Zellers, Coach Evans, Coach Caleb. It was just, truthfully, a lot of black love. And it was a lot of black men that had me under their wing. And I'm appreciative of that because that made me who I am today, taught me a lot. I'm not gonna sit up here and talk about my accomplishments. They are what they are. I'm a very humble guy. I don't really speak about it. My table wanted me to, and like let them know, you know, what you've done here. But, you know, I'm just happy that I got the love that I got from Warrensville Heights. They really embraced me. My mom, as much as she did for me and fighting for me, and she's not here today, she's back in Arizona, but she knows that everything I've always did was for her, especially when my brother got murdered and everything else, and just the things I had to push through in my lifetime to be able to make it. And I'm so happy to be here, standing at 47 years old, looking at y'all like I'm still here and I'm still pushing, regardless of what happens. So for anybody, you know, life is an obstacle. Life is a roller coaster ride. You just get on it and have fun and stay focused and do what you got to do, but never stay down. And that's one thing I can say for myself. I never stayed down, regardless of what happened. So once again, I want to thank the committee. I want to thank Warrensville Heights. This is a beautiful high school. I haven't been here in 30 years. So this is a beautiful high school. And once again, I just want to thank all of y'all and thank the people at my table, Marlon Robinson, Dwight Brooks, my wife. Where you at, baby? My wife, Raven Young. My other brother over there, Omar Bolton, his wife, Jackie, and my man, Chris, right here, and my dad over here in the corner. So, oh, I'm sorry, my brother, Chris. They gonna call me out, but they always keeping me focused and always staying on me. So I'm not a person for too many words, but once again, I just want to thank y'all. Thank you, committee. Love Warrensville to the day. All right? Thank y'all.
I know he didn't want to say it, but I'll say it. Listen, he was a monster on the football field. I was in the 6th grade, his senior year in high school. He did everything on the field. So, Will, you was one of those people I was talking about in the beginning, man. Great job. 100 touchdowns at last count, 35 touchdowns senior year alone. Runner up for Mr. Football. Listen, that's amazing. We got to give you your flowers. Like he was Reggie Bush to me before Reggie Bush came along, man. Listen, I'm going to speak about it because you was that guy.
I'm going to read a little bit of the bio of our next honoree, Kerry McKinney, the class of 91. But before I do that, I want to recognize Kerry for being a good decision maker on organizations that he has joined within his life. 111906. All right. All right, Kerry McKinney, class of 1991. He had more than 70 career wins as a wrestler. He was a 3-year varsity letterman, 2-time West Geauga tournament champion, 2-time Woodridge tournament champion, Richmond Heights tournament champion, 2-time sectional runner-up, 2-time district runner-up, placed 5th in the state in his junior year, and was a runner-up his senior year. So he was a 2-time, he placed in state twice. Outstanding accomplishment. Member of the Northeast Ohio All-Star team, ranked in the Brakeman Report top 20 in the state 90 and 91. First 2-time state placer in school history, team captain and MVP 90 and 91. Post-high school, he was a 2-year varsity letterman in Mount Union, Great Lakes Shujao champion, 2-time judo national champion, and 10 years a wrestling coach. At this time, I'd like to present to you another member of the class of 2024 Warrensville Athletic Hall of Fame, Kerry McKinney.
Good afternoon. One, let me say, I am and still, I was and still am a Lynette Hodge fan. Okay, let me just say that. And I'm from Eastwood. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell the truth. I thought I was a basketball player. Okay? I thought I was a 4 because I was this height in the 8th grade. Okay? And I thought it was going to keep going. And I tried out, and the coach said, you're going to have to shoot a little further back. I said, Coach, I don't do that. I play the post. Well, after that first round of cuts, I was under some directions from my mother, who is here today, who did not believe in child democracy. So she said, you better do something. Now, I had come out for wrestling in the 2nd grade. It didn't go well. But in the 7th grade, I tried it again. It was okay. It wasn't great. But Mr. Duplay, who is here today, established a program where if you worked hard, you would get better. So the harder I worked, the better I got. I want to thank Mr. Tart, who convinced my mother to let me run at 10 and 11 o'clock at night in the snow. And if it was storming, I was still running. I want to thank my team. I was on an awesome team. Awesome. I got some of my best matches in that wrestling room. I was grown in that wrestling room. I learned how to fight in that wrestling room. And I wrestled the coaches. And there was a point where, I said, I'm not afraid of this grown man no more. I know I'm about to be afraid of a kid that's my size. So I went out there with that attitude. I racked up some wins, but the most important thing, I was a part of a family. Excuse me. I got raised in Warrensville. Warrensville was my family. It's so important. When I started moving around later on, and I wasn't really satisfied with some school districts I put my kids in, I finally realized the reason I wasn't satisfied is because I was looking for Warrensville. Now, I was in a different state, but my idea of what a good school district was Warrensville. And it wasn't that I wasn't trying to get in trouble. I just had some coaches that would not allow it, and some teachers as well. They were not playing. And this is back, we had some different rules that could give you some different type of correction, okay? You know, when I saw the tough guys on the team get paddled, I said, you know what, I'm good. I got you, I understand. Because when I saw them buckle, I said, no, I'm gonna just do what I'm supposed to do. But I wanna thank my sister. She was part of the GWA. My mom was there always cheering, acting up a little bit, but that's okay. I couldn't hear you, but I heard about it. I want to thank my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time. Yes, I'll kick my coverage, recognize it. I'm gonna update my bio just a little bit because my family was like, really? I did graduate from Mount Union College. Wrestling got me there. Wrestling got me. I didn't even plan to go to college. My mother said, hey, you going to college? Yes, ma'am. I was into that. I went on to gain a couple master's degrees. I'm actually in education. I'm an associate principal at Plano Senior High School, which is a big 6A in Texas. They don't know that their program is ran by a Warrensville Tiger, though. And I just want to thank Jolly for keeping this spirit going. because we went to an awesome school. And that's class of 91. Okay, just so you're aware. But suffice to say, I just want to say thank you. There were so many people in my corner, so many people rooting for me, boosters that I had so much respect for. And, you know, it was a program where, you know, some of us didn't always have both parents around, but if you played sports at Warrensville, somebody else's dad stepped in for you. Okay? Mr. Lester was one of those people that would always say, keep going, son. Keep going. And I'm going to just end with this. The biggest lesson I learned from wrestling is you're going to lose, but you still got to get up and go back out there and compete. That's the lesson I live with that drives me every day that I instill in young people. You're going to have to get back up on your feet and compete. But I learned that right here. Thank you.
All right, as they take these pictures, and before we move on to our last honoree of the afternoon, I'd like to ask all the honorees, after we finished everyone, to hang around and take some pictures with each other, with your family in front of the actual hall, in front of the Warrensville banner, and just with other family members of attendees today. And also, I would like to thank Athletic Director Swift and Superintendent Jolly for allowing me to join them in this journey of putting together this Hall of Fame. They had like an outstanding idea. I wasn't a stellar athlete or anything like that, but they asked me to come in and help them join in putting this thing together. And I would like to thank the members of our committee that joined once we needed additional input. So I'd like to thank Coach Virgil Walker. I would like to thank Coach Zellers, Mr. Evans, Carmen Coley, Ms. Sanders. I would like to thank all of them for coming in because it was just like a labor of love. They wanted to have something here, something that endured, something that would outlive all of us, that would honor the excellence that it came in the past and be something to show the younger kids coming up, the scholars at the time, like if they do well, they can aspire to these type of things. So I'd just like to thank the two of you for inviting me to be a part of this. All right? All right, that's enough for the emotional part. Okay, and at this point, I'd like to come to our final honoree of the evening. Somebody told me that this person coming to Warrensville kind of like rejuvenated the basketball program and has created energy that is still alive here to this day. It wasn't said by me, it was said to me, and I was like, wow. And then when I thought about it, I was like, that's true. Before I get into, this is Juby Johnson. Y'all know who we're talking about. I want to give Juby a personal thank you. It was back, I'd already, when I graduated, was gone, and went to Kent, was back here, and I would likely come to Warrensville like events. But I remember there was a spring where Juby and his teammates allowed me, my man, Shock Michael Booker, who's now the mayor of Holland Hills, a cat named Brian Lawson, a guy named DJ Bone, to travel like the entire state of Ohio, just watching these kids play in the tournaments, in the regular season. We got to talk a lot of trash to fans of other teams. It was an outstanding time in life. So thank you to Juby and your teammates. All right, so let's get on with it. Julius Juby Johnson transferred to Warrensville Heights High School his senior year in 2000. That year, the Tigers were 25-2. That's the year I'm talking about. So I got to talk trash 25 times and only had to eat humble pie twice. All right? Juby led the Tigers to their first state championship and was named MVP, averaging 25.6 points and 14 rebounds. Juby earned first-team AP All-Ohio and honorable mention in the USA Today. Juby was named to the Cleveland Plain Dealer All-Star team and was named Ohio's Player of the Year by the Gatorade Circle of Champions. And I believe that trophy is somewhere over in this case as well. So without further ado, let me bring to the podium my man, Julius Juby Johnson.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. I'm kind of taller than everybody here. But, you know, it's a lot of things we as a people can afford, but one thing I can't afford, that is not to lose I can't lose my relationship with my Lord and Savior. You know, so for him to bless me in private and I not proclaim it publicly wouldn't be right on my end. So to him I am grateful. I'm grateful to be in the presence of such beautiful people, sharing your time, your energy. I want to take a second to congratulate those who came before me, those who will come after, and those I have the pleasure of sharing this moment with today. I have with me my beautiful wife, my best friend, my peace. I have my 4 beautiful daughters, Chloe, Aubrey, Holly, and Leah. My wife is Jante. She don't want to stand, but raise your hand. Lord knows I wish my father was here. But to let me know I'm not alone out here. Some of you getting up here is missing your father as well. I have my mom here. She's a glue. She holds this family together, all my siblings. In case anybody was wondering who my mom's favorite, continue to look up here. I'm just playing. I'm just playing a little bit. Just a little bit. I have my brothers here. Dwayne, blood couldn't make us any closer. My brother Michi. Speaking of Michi, it's 3 people, maybe even 4, Earl, who really know what Michi is feeling right now. That's Swift, that's Jolly, that's Earl, and that's me. I get a message. Michi think he should be up here instead of me right now. Michi texts me. I say, hey, where are you? I get a text back. You know I should be up there right now. Me and Swift tell him all the time, you got to wait your turn, stay in your lane. Go win us a championship or something first, man. No, he's doing a phenomenal job, man. Phenomenal job. He'll be up here real soon, well deserved. To my brother, my big brother. Thank you for raising the bar. Never lowering the standard. I only wanted to impress you. I wouldn't be the person I am without you. I thank my 2 beautiful sisters. They don't play about their brothers. Selena and Charity. A lot of people don't even know this, but I only went to Warrensville for 1 year. You know, I went to Warrensville 1 year. You know, man, what a heck of a year, wasn't it? I went to Garfield Heights, 9th, 10th, 11th grade. To say the least, I didn't have the love nor the support. I felt inadequate. Academically, I wasn't performing my best. And that's when my parents made the decision to transfer me and my siblings to Warrensville. And instantaneously, man, they took me in as their own. They welcomed me with open arms. They loved me. They refused to let a young black man fail. They protected me. And I'm forever grateful for that. I know the spotlight is on me right now, but I'll be remiss if I didn't share it with those who had played a pivotal role in my life here. Just want to say a couple of thank yous. I want to thank my teammates, my 2000 men's basketball team. Dwayne is here, man. I appreciate you coming. A lot of people come to something when it's free. When you gotta pay, man, it's so it means a lot to me, for real. I mean that. Coach Walker, the presence he had in that building. Coach Bloxon, man, thank you so much. Well, Swift said something about me, man. Man, thank you, bro. It really touched my heart. You put me in an emotional space right now. I wasn't expecting to be so emotional. But to be honest, Swift, my good friend / brother, him and Bam's children are the reason I really came to Warrensville. Since 6th, 7th grade, man, like, I would spend time with him and his family, and we would travel playing AAU ball all together. And just to show how humble he is, man, he's one of the coldest to ever do it. So for him to, like, not be up here inducted right now, Michi, you just gotta wait your turn. You know, I want to thank my good friend Jolly, man. I thank you, brother. Like, I do. I thank you for your consistency, your friendship, your leadership. I thank you for the way you continue to pour into this community. It doesn't go unnoticed. Earl, I thank you for always being consistent with your love and your friendship as well. I want to thank my teachers. I want to thank Ms. Campbell. I want to thank Ms. Anderson. I want to thank, I'm sorry, I don't want to even forget nobody. I want to thank, Monique Dennis is here, man. Monique played a big role in, like, letting me, sometimes, you know, when you didn't have the answers, you was able to look across on somebody's paper. Monique was there for me with that. You know, so I want to thank Monique for that. Man, I think my history teacher, Coach Chimes. He's not here. He was also my basketball coach. So it was times I was struggling in history, and Coach Chimes, I would go to Coach Chimes for some help, and for some reason we just talked about plays, talked about basketball. Safe to say I passed that class. Those who knew Coach Chimes, he had one play. He didn't write it. We didn't draw it up, but he would say he had it was hard to get Coach Chimes to smile. You know, he had a very distinguished voice. He said, Juby, you're going to get the ball. Everyone's going to get out the way, and you're going to score. I said, this man's a genius. He's a Hall of Fame coach in my book. You know, we probably ran that play about 15, 20 times a game, and it worked. I'm like, man, y'all, whatever y'all said about that, he's all right with me. But no, on a serious note, I wish she was here. Miss Coley, it is imperative that I mention her name. I thank her for who she was to me, who she is to me to this day. You have to, no matter how, I was a #1 player in the state of Ohio. I was a top 35 kid in the country. Not to throw titles around, because we are who we are. We're all the same, you know, but all that would have went out the window. Like, if you have to have a 17 to be able to play your freshman year in college, or you're ineligible. And I scored a 14 the first time I took that test at Garfield Heights. I got here, and my coaches met with Miss Coley, and she stayed on me. She was on me every day as if I was her own. I got tired of Miss Coley. Those who know Miss Coley, you can get tired of Miss Coley a little bit. I was like, Miss Coley, I don't know what to tell. I feel like it was foreign to me. You know, I'm like, Miss Coley, since you know someone, you put your name as Julia John, you go take the test, Miss Coley. I won't tell if you won't tell. No, but Miss Coley was known to, she was known to, boy, shut up. She was known as Checker Brother. We started calling her Miss Checker Brother. But no, so I took the test again. I got a 15 the second time I took it, and I was very discouraged. I said, Miss Coley, I only have one more time to take this test. I said, I don't know. She said, what you get the first time? I said, I got a 14. She said, this time you got a 15. I said, I know. She said, well, we got better. I said, yeah, I know. You know, I was still discouraged, but she stayed on me so tough, man. I ended up taking the test, and I got an 18 on that test, and I was able to play my freshman year in college. Don't ask me how I did it, or don't ask me to do it again, because it'll be different. But no, I'm really appreciative of Miss Coley. Another thing I was talking to my brother Dwayne about, just, you know, we're talking about the power, the power of choice, the ability to choose. You know, I tell them we get to choose our choices, but we don't get to choose the outcome of the choice. And I'm grateful that my parents made the decision for me to come to Warrensville. I am forever indebted. I love, love, love this community. I love this district. I love the direction it's going. I am extremely proud to be a Tiger. Thank y'all so much, man. Thank everybody so much for just the support, the love, the tradition here. It doesn't go unnoticed, man. So thank everybody.
All right, before I bring Mr. Swift up to close us out, I would like to personally thank everyone for coming out this afternoon, and I would like for you to give another round of applause to all of our inductees this afternoon. And at this time, I'd like to introduce you for the final time this afternoon, Athletic Director Brian Swift.
Can we give a huge round of applause one more time for all of our 2024 inductees? Congratulations once again. Just to close out our ceremony, again, I appreciate everyone for attending today. Congratulations to all of our inductees. And something Mr. Lowry said during his speech as far as paving the way. For someone like me graduating from in 2001, you guys did pave the way. A lot of things that were put in place, you guys were the building block, and our job was to continue to build, and that's what we're doing. I did my part as a student athlete, and now as an administrator here, I want to continue that. So thank you all. Thank all those who came before me, my teammates, my friends, my partners. I mean, those that are coming up. I try to inspire a lot of our youth now. They ask me, well, what's this about? What's the Hall of Fame? I said, well, we're inducting, former student athletes who accomplished some great things while here at Warrensville. That's why we have this, nice Hall of Fame room. And hopefully one day, you guys, some of the accomplishments that you make, you'll be inducted maybe 15, 20 years from now. We'll be having this event and we'll be recognizing you. But you guys, me going through the school, seeing the trophies in the cases, the pictures on the walls, that was very inspiring for me as a young guy. So to learn even now, a lot of the things I didn't know that weren't publicized on the walls and things like that, I appreciate it even more. And I congratulate you guys on the success that you've had. Moving forward, obviously, we want to continue this. So if you know of any other information, other records, other, people who accomplished some great things, please feel free to reach out and let us know. Obviously, our nomination process, we try to post that to get nominations for people. And I think that's part of what our issue has been is nominations. Obviously, a lot of the things that the people that we're recognizing is just by the research that is done. But those nominations are something that is very necessary. Because we do have some people that, feel like, hey, why not me? Why not me? But the nominations will help that process. And the committee does a fantastic job with going through. We have a rubric and scoring points and different things like that. So we try to, follow a consistent process. But if you do have other information for some things that we may not have, because again, we spoke earlier, the record books were non-existent. So we're trying to kind of piece things together now and try to, 20, 30 years from now, we won't have this issue. This conversation won't be brought up. So we're still at the ground floor. Everything is going in the right direction, but we appreciate those that attend and have been inducted. You guys are awesome. So again, thank you all for coming. That concludes your 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Everyone enjoy the rest of their day. And always, go Tigers.